GED Science Reading Comprehension 1. Question 1. Which blood vessels carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart to the body? Option A, veins. Option B, capillaries. Option C, arteries. Option D, ventricles. The correct answer is option C, arteries. Arteries carry oxygen-rich blood away from the heart to body tissues and systemic circulation. Veins usually return blood to the heart, capillaries are exchange sites, and ventricles are heart chambers rather than blood vessels. Question 2. How does the process of photosynthesis convert light energy into chemical energy? Option A. By splitting water molecules and fixing carbon dioxide into glucose. Option B. By breaking down glucose into ADP. Option C. By releasing oxygen from the mitochondria. Option D. By absorbing heat from the sun. The correct answer is option A. By splitting water molecules and fixing carbon dioxide into glucose. Photosynthesis uses light energy to split water and fix carbon dioxide into glucose, storing energy in chemical bonds. Breaking down glucose into ADP is cellular respiration. Oxygen is not released from mitochondria in photosynthesis, and absorbing heat alone does not make glucose. Question 3. Why does a bicycle pump feel warm when you compress air inside it? Option A, friction between the piston and cylinder. Option B, compressing air increases the kinetic energy of gas molecules, raising temperature. Option C. The pump absorbs heat from your hand. Option D, chemical reactions inside the pump. The correct answer is option B. Compressing air increases the kinetic energy of gas molecules, raising temperature. Compressing air increases the kinetic energy of gas molecules, which raises the temperature inside the pump. Friction can add minor heat but is not the main gas effect. Heat is not mainly absorbed from the hand, and no chemical reaction is required. Question 4. Which element has the atomic number 1 and is the lightest and most abundant in the universe? Option A, helium. Option B, oxygen. Option C, hydrogen. Option D, carbon. The correct answer is option C, hydrogen. Hydrogen has atomic number 1 and is the lightest element, making it the most abundant element in the universe. Helium has atomic number 2, while oxygen and carbon are heavier elements with higher atomic numbers. Question 5. According to the theory of evolution by natural selection, why do giraffes have long necks? Option A, giraffes stretched their necks to reach high leaves, and their offspring inherited the stretched neck. Option B, ancestral giraffes with slightly longer necks had better access to food and reproduced more. Option C. A single mutation created all long necks at once. Option D, long necks helped them run faster from predators. The correct answer is option B. Ancestral giraffes with slightly longer necks had better access to food and reproduced more. Natural selection favored ancestral giraffes with longer necks because they could reach more food and reproduce successfully. Stretching body parts is not inherited. One single mutation would not create all long necks at once, and running speed is not the main explanation for neck length. Question 6. Which type of eclipse occurs when the moon passes directly between the Earth and the Sun? Option A, lunar eclipse. Option B, solar eclipse. Option C, annular eclipse only. Option D, penumbral eclipse. The correct answer is option B, solar eclipse. A solar eclipse occurs when the moon moves between Earth and the Sun and blocks sunlight from reaching part of Earth. A lunar eclipse involves Earth between the Sun and Moon. An annular eclipse is only one type of solar eclipse, and a penumbral eclipse is related to Earth's shadow on the Moon. Question 7. How does the human immune system remember a pathogen it has fought before? Option A. Antibodies remain in the blood forever. Option B. Memory B cells and T cells remain ready to respond quickly. Option C. The pathogen leaves a chemical marker. Option D. The skin stores a copy of the pathogen. The correct answer is option B. Memory B cells and T cells remain ready to respond quickly. Memory B cells and T cells remain after an infection and allow the immune system to respond faster the next time. Antibodies do not always remain forever at high levels, pathogens do not leave a simple marker that causes memory, and the skin does not store copies of pathogens. Question 8. Which law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed? Option A. Zeroth law. Option B. First law. Option C. Second law. Option D. Third law. The correct answer is option B. First law. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy is conserved and can only be transferred or transformed. The zeroth law concerns thermal equilibrium, the second law concerns entropy, and the third law concerns behavior near absolute zero. Question 9. Why does a prism separate white light into a rainbow of colors? Option A. Different colors of light travel at different speeds through glass, causing them to bend by different amounts. Option B. The prism adds color to the light. Option C. White light contains only one color that splits. Option D. The prism reflects only blue light. The correct answer is option A. Different colors of light travel at different speeds through glass, causing them to bend by different amounts. A prism separates white light because different wavelengths refract by different amounts as they pass through glass. The prism does not add colors, white light contains many colors rather than one, and the effect is not caused by reflecting only blue light. Question 10. Which part of the human brain controls basic life functions like breathing and heart rate? Option A. Cerebrum. Option B. Cerebellum. Option C. Brainstem, medulla oblongata. Option D. Hypothalamus. The correct answer is option C. Brainstem, medulla oblongata. The brainstem, especially the medulla oblongata, regulates vital functions such as breathing and heart rate. The cerebrum handles higher thinking, the cerebellum coordinates movement, and the hypothalamus helps regulate homeostasis but is not the main center for these automatic life functions. Question 11. How does an acid turn blue litmus paper red? Option A. The acid donates protons, H, that change the structure of the dye molecule. Option B. The acid physically dyes the paper. Option C. The paper absorbs the acid. Option D. The acid heats the paper. The correct answer is option A. The acid donates protons, H, that change the structure of the dye molecule. Acids donate hydrogen ions that alter the structure of the litmus dye, causing blue litmus to turn red. The paper is not simply dyed by the acid, absorption alone does not explain the color change, and heat is not the cause. Question 12. Which type of rock is formed when existing rock is changed by intense heat and pressure deep underground? Option A. Sedimentary. Option B. Igneous. Option C. Metamorphic. Option D. Volcanic. The correct answer is option C. Metamorphic. Metamorphic rock forms when existing rock is changed by intense heat and pressure deep underground. Sedimentary rock forms from compacted sediments, igneous rock forms from cooled magma or lava, and volcanic rock is a type of igneous rock rather than heat pressure altered rock. Question 13. Why do identical twins have the same DNA but not necessarily the same fingerprints? Option A. Fingerprints are determined by the environment in the womb, not just genetics. Option B. Identical twins actually have different DNA. Option C. Fingerprints change daily. Option D. One twin loses their fingerprints at birth. The correct answer is option A. Fingerprints are determined by the environment in the womb, not just genetics. Fingerprints are influenced by genetics and by small environmental differences in the womb, so identical twins can have different prints. Identical twins do not usually have different DNA, fingerprints do not change daily, and one twin does not lose fingerprints at birth. Question 14. Which force causes a planet to orbit the Sun rather than fly off into space? Option A. Centrifugal force. Option B. Electromagnetic force. Option C. Gravitational force. Option D. Nuclear force. The correct answer is option C. Gravitational force. Gravity provides the inward force that keeps a planet moving in orbit around the Sun. Centrifugal force is not the attracting force, electromagnetic force does not govern planetary orbits, and nuclear forces act only over extremely short distances. Question 15. Which organelle in a cell is responsible for packaging and shipping proteins? Option A. Endoplasmic reticulum. Option B. Golgi apparatus. Option C. Lysosome. Option D. Nucleolus. The correct answer is option B. Golgi apparatus. The Golgi apparatus modifies, packages, and ships proteins to their destinations inside or outside the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum helps make or transport materials, lysosomes digest waste, and the nucleolus helps make ribosomal components. Question 16. How does a simple battery, voltaic cell, generate a voltage difference? Option A. By pumping electrons mechanically. Option B. By chemical reactions that separate positive and negative charges between two electrodes. Option C. By heating a metal wire. Option D. By exposing zinc to sunlight. The correct answer is option B. By chemical reactions that separate positive and negative charges between two electrodes. A simple battery produces voltage when chemical reactions separate charges between two electrodes and drive electrons through a circuit. It does not pump electrons mechanically, heat a wire as its main process, or rely on exposing zinc to sunlight. Question 17. Which greenhouse gas is released by livestock digestion in rice paddies, and is more potent than CO per molecule? Option A. Nitrous oxide. Option B. Methane. Option C. Ozone. Option D. Chlorofluorocarbons. The correct answer is option B. Methane. Methane is released by livestock digestion in rice paddies, and molecule for molecule it traps more heat than carbon dioxide. Nitrous oxide is often linked to fertilizers, ozone is not mainly produced by those sources, and chlorofluorocarbons are synthetic compounds rather than livestock or rice emissions. Question 18. Why does a person's shadow appear longer in the late afternoon than at noon? Option A. The sun is lower in the sky, so light strikes at a shallower angle. Option B. The earth moves closer to the sun. Option C. Shadows stretch because it is cooler. Option D. The sun's light gets weaker. The correct answer is option A. The sun is lower in the sky, so light strikes at a shallower angle. Late in the afternoon the sun is lower in the sky, so light hits objects at a shallower angle and casts longer shadows. Earth does not move much closer to the sun, cool temperature does not stretch shadows, and weaker sunlight is not the geometry behind shadow length. Question 19. Which type of carbohydrate is the main source of quick energy for the human body? Option A starch. Option B fiber. Option C glucose. Option D cellulose. The correct answer is option C. Glucose. Glucose is a simple carbohydrate that cells can quickly use for energy. Starch must be broken down first, while fiber and cellulose are not digested by humans as quick energy sources. Question 20. How does a vaccine differ from an antibiotic? Option A. Vaccines kill bacteria, antibiotics kill viruses. Option B. Vaccines prevent disease by stimulating immunity, antibiotics treat existing bacterial infections. Option C. Vaccines are always injected, antibiotics are always oral. Option D. There is no difference. The correct answer is option B. Vaccines prevent disease by stimulating immunity, antibiotics treat existing bacterial infections. Vaccines are used to prevent disease by training the immune system before serious infection occurs. Antibiotics treat existing bacterial infections, they do not treat viruses. Injection versus oral use does not define the difference, and the two treatments are not the same.